أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله الكبير. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله الكبير. We're eternally indebted to God for giving us this opportunity, and this is a huge honor and blessing for us that we are able and willing to do this. This is a unique opportunity that God has given us, so we are grateful to Him, and we appreciate it, and we are honored and blessed today that we have chosen this path. This is very important for us to remember that we've chosen this path to come here and increase our knowledge. This is not a political game. This is not a political issue. This is an issue that we have to exercise in order to get closer to our Creator, and that's the most important thing that we can do. We ran away from our Creator by making the mistake, the original mistake. We thought that there is some other place that we can go and hide, and we learned the hard way that is not the case, and so we are still suffering from that problem that we chose to, that path that we chose to follow, which was the wrong path, and so we are honored by this, and God has given us another chance, and so we are indebted to Him eternally. And so may God keep us on that path, that gratefulness and appreciativeness to Almighty. So today what I wanted to discuss with you, I wanted to go to two chapters in the Quran. First I want to go to chapter 53. And 53, God says that, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, by the star when it descends, your friend is neither astray nor easy misled. He does not speak according to his desire. It is only an inspiration that was inspired. Okay, remember now, inspiration, it's a beam that goes directly to a specific entity in the universe. Okay? The other ones who are staying the path of that inspiration cannot absorb this beam. It's only meant for that person. Okay? There's no stopping that beam. The beam of inspiration, there is no stopping it. And so the ultimate power taught him. Okay? So possessor of power of creation, absolutely equitable. While he was at the highest horizon, he then moved down and came closer. He then came as close as a couple of bow lengths or even closer. Then he then inspired to his servant what was to be inspired. The mind did not make up what he saw. Are you then doubtful of what he saw? Okay. So I want to stop right here at verse 12. Okay. And it is interesting because this is a very far out story. Okay. And God says, are you doubtful of this? A lot of people are doubtful. Who is God talking about here? Okay. Who is he talking about? Okay. So if I say, well, he's talking to Muhammad, okay, why? Why are you believing that that's Muhammad that he was talking to about here? Okay. There is no proof for that. There's no name here. He could have said himself, his servant, he could have said Muhammad, but he didn't. So what was the reason for that? Do we have a reason for it? Or if we just don't log on today and go do something else today and, stick to our old traditions? Okay, so we won't learn this stuff. we would be completely ignorant of these facts that I'm going to present to you today. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go to from 53. Remember this number now, 53, and Najm. Okay. So, and God is talking to us about a speed that's beyond our imagination. Okay. So I want you to listen to this very carefully. Okay. If you go 2.5 billion times, billion with a B, okay, billion with a B, okay, that's equivalent to a milliard. Those people who are used to other scales, okay, which means 1 with 9 zeros. That's what it means. Or something that you see in these science fiction movies, that's nothing. Okay. It takes you 8.76 hours, okay, 8 hours and 3/4 of an hour to get to Andromeda Galaxy, which is our sister galaxy in the local group. Okay. Can you imagine that? Now, it takes you 8.5 hours or 8.75 hours, 0.76 hours to get there. Okay. And as I always say, if you had kids in the back, they were going to say, are we there yet? Because they're bored. If you know that you go someplace to another city, which is 9 hours away by driving, you don't do that. You get on a plane and go there because it's boring. It's too tasking of a trip. So, minding you that this is 2.5 million times the speed of light. And this is, as God says, this is the innermost universe of all of these layers that God has created. So, this person, we're not going to argue about it, who he is yet. Okay, we're not argue. This person was taken away from here to there. Okay, at this tremendous speed that's beyond our wildest imagination. So God is describing something here which is virtually impossible, physically impossible. And then at the end he says, are you doubtful of this? Well, a lot of people are doubtful. They're not going to admit it. Okay? It doesn't make any sense to them. So now 53, I want to go to chapter 47. And 47 is called Muhammad. Okay? As I said, Muhammad has only been mentioned 4 times in the Quran. And if you include the name of this chapter, it's 5 times. Okay? But anyway, so this one, God says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, he says that the unfaithful and those who repel from the path of God, he nullifies their works. Okay? Don't worry about it. Do you think they are going to succeed? Somebody who breaks God's commandment is going to succeed in this world? Somebody who lies and cheats is going to succeed? Somebody who's stealing somebody's ideas or wealth or whatever that person has is going to succeed? God said, don't worry about it. God will nullify his word. It says, as for those who attain faith and lead a righteous life and believe in what was revealed to Muhammad, which is the truth from their Lord, he will remit their sins and improve their deteriorating condition. My friends, if you don't believe in these things, your situation is going to deteriorate every day. You are going to have a miserable life. You are not going to succeed. You are not going to be happy. You are going to be bored. Okay. And as I said, this is what's going to happen to those people who disobey God's commandments. So, what's the relation between these two surahs? Well, do we have any proof that this surah actually follows 53, which is that incident that's unbelievable? A lot of people have doubts, okay, and they don't believe it. Okay, so it says that why is it? Why is God doing all of these things? Say that this is because the unfaithful follow falsehood and the faithful follow the truth from their Lord, and God thus cites example for the people. Okay, so God is telling us this is the truth. That's what He says. Okay, so we either believe this or we don't believe it. We either take this at its face value that this surah is the person that God is talking about in Surah 53 without mentioning his name. Okay? Because in both cases, God is speaking the truth. And there was somebody who delivered the Quran, and God says that that person was Muhammad. Okay? And so, this man was inspired by God, and as I said, that beam of inspiration only meant for that person and no one else. Okay? So it goes from here to there. And that's what God calls in chapter 17 the farthest place of prostration, or Masjid al-Aqsa. Okay. The farthest place of prostration. So it doesn't matter. God can inspire you here or over there. So this whole thing was inspired in one night. Okay, and God describes this to us. And then we see the impossibility of this situation, as I said, that even the closest galaxy to us, which is only 2.5 million light years away from us, it's a very large galaxy, okay, which is only 2.5, only, but I'm saying only because there are a lot of galaxies that are farther and much farther away. Okay, you're talking about billions of light years. But my point is that if you go at that speed, okay, 2.5 billion light years, 2.5 billion times the speed of light, okay, it's going to take you 8.76 hours to get there. Okay? That's how boring that trip is. That's how arduous that trip is, because you just don't have enough equipment, enough technology, or enough understanding of how to do it, and God knows. Because He knows the secret. God says that over and over again to us. Okay? So again, this was revealed 1400 and some years ago. And there were a lot of people who took this at its face value. They said, yes, we believe in it. Okay? And the order of revelation was not the order that we have it in this book. Okay? It's different, we know that. So they put all of these things together and they believed in it. Okay? So let's just look at the order of revelation here. God says that this is the 20th uninitial surah, 67 uninitial revealed, 95th revealed overall. Okay, now let's go to 53. 53 is 22nd uninitial surah revealed and 23rd revealed overall. These are sort of from the early things. Okay, and so when he was reading this to people, okay, he said, this is me, your friend. Wouldn't they ask, how come your name is not here? Think about it. So does it have to wait until Revelation 95th revelation, and they say, yeah, I'm this guy. You see, now God is telling me this is my surah. Okay? This is surah that was revealed with my name on it. Okay? And then, so what is the reason or the proof that these two are connected? Nothing. As I said, those people took it at its face value and they said, yes, sir, we hear and we obey. But today we are doubtful and everything, and so I want to stop here, and then I'm going to describe this to you in the next unit of this prayers today. Allah